A 28-year-old webmaster for a non-profit in D.C. She's originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. She now lives in Arlington, Virginia. Please give a warm welcome to Tiffany Bridge.
It's hard out here for a shrimp. Always gotta fix the mic stand. Tall bastard 3 minutes up. So, I recently got married, newlywed, and unlike most comedians, I think marriage is pretty great. But that's kind of screwing with my comedy career. Because, like, I'll come home and my husband's taking out the trash and he's working on dinner, and I'm like, oh, that's just great. How am I gonna get a joke out of this? Don't you care about my career? Why do you have to be so great? God. But my husband and I were very wired, internet, geeky people, and as a result, we tend to make a lot of friends online. Not adult friend finder friends, you perverts. Just friends, you know, and we meet up with them sometimes. And well, this one particular friend that we had drinks with a little while ago, he was very honest with us. I mean, he was very upfront about the fact that even though right now he's a fancy pants creative director for an advertising agency, when he was younger, he was a member of the LA Crips. He's done time for armed robbery. It was very honest about that. But you see, but him telling us that is one thing. You don't really understand what that means until the hand handing you the shot of Jack Daniels is the one with all the prison ink on it. And you might be asking yourself how a girl like me ends up having drinks with a convict. I'm gonna tell you. You see, my husband and I took this road trip a little while ago. Now, let me clarify. 6 weeks after our wedding day, my new husband and I got into a Volkswagen Jetta, and we drove 3,000 miles round trip to attend his family's reunion in Spearfish, South Dakota. It's a great way to start a marriage. I highly recommend it. We stayed at the Spearfish Travel Lodge and Casino. The gamble was sleeping in that bed. Sketchy. But there we are in Spearfish, South Dakota with all of his relatives. And look, we've been married like 6 weeks. We are still supposed to be having wild, crazy monkey sex. But we gotta keep our voices down because Aunt Marilyn's on the other side of the drywall. And so now you understand why I didn't so much mind the prison aid, because it was wrapped around alcohol. And I needed a drink. But that is also how it came to pass that the next day I was driving through Kansas hungover. Now here's the thing. If you've got to drive through a state hungover, Kansas is the way to go. It's not like you have to steer. You just, hit the cruise control, put a little bungee cord to hold your steering wheel steady, and you take a nap right there in the driver's seat, It really is that flat, that straight. Like, Kansans need to build some shit. There's nothing. They're like the cows are out in the fields, and every once in a while there's a billboard. You'll see 5 cows under it, because that's the only shade there is. Okay, it made me pine for South Dakota. Because in South Dakota, they've got, Wall Drug. You know Wall Drug. They've got Mitchell's Corn Palace. I swear to God, it's a building made of corn. But even that is more exciting than what's in Kansas, which is not shit. And we get through Kansas, and we end up in Missouri. Now here's the thing about Missouri. It is Kansas City on one side, St. Louis on the other, and nothing but fireworks and porn down the middle. Double points if the fireworks and porn are next to each other. Missouri is called the Show Me State. Show me titties and sparklers. So we called up a friend of ours who is from Missouri, and we said, hey Chris, is your state's entire economy based on fireworks and porn? He said, no, we've got corn and soybeans too. Corn and soybeans too. Also in Missouri, you've got Branson, which is like this 5th tier Las Vegas for where aging celebrities go to die. I swear to God, Yakov Smirnoff is still performing in Branson, Missouri. What a country. Andy Williams is there. They have a Red Skelton impersonator. That was Branson. Now here's what you have to understand about the Midwest. Because you're thinking, oh, what a great idea. I'm going to get in the car, I'm going to see the United States. It'll be so romantic and wonderful. There's not shit to see in the Midwest. We bought that shit from the French. They are still laughing at us. You go to Paris and they look down on you because you're American. It's not because you don't speak French, it's because we bought the Midwest from them. Now here's what you don't know. We were only intending to buy New Orleans. We offered Napoleon $10 million for New Orleans. And he said, oh, if for another $5 million, I will give you all of this. And we took his ass up on it. And what have we done? Not a damn thing. Look, we bought Manhattan for $24 in beads and trinkets. Manhattan for $24 in beads. How would you like to wake up from that Mardi Gras party? Oh shit. What are all these beads? Who did I screw to get all these beads? Oh, the whole tribe. Guess we're gonna have to move. Sorry, dudes. I used to work at a temp agency, and there's a job that would give you hope for humanity, by the way. Now, here's what you have to understand about working at a temp agency. Right now, unemployment in DC is something like 2%, and you gotta figure that 1% of the population is just unemployable, right? So if you don't have a job in this market, it is man in the mirror time. Because it is probably your fault. But I will tell you that because these were people who were calling me looking for work. We have people who call me up like, hey, I need a job. I'm like, great, let me give you my email address. You can send me your resume. And they're like, oh, I can't write that down right now, I'm driving. Well, why the fuck are you calling me? I'm not gonna hire you because of your amazing multitasking skills. I don't think so. I mean, I see what gas costs and I start thinking maybe I need a new job, but that doesn't mean I pick up my phone right then. And then, like, one day we had a woman call, and she was like, well, I can do anything with a computer. Really? Well, tell me about that. Oh, I can do anything. Well, what software applications are you familiar with? All of them. Really? Well, can you name some? Oh, I can use the keyboard and the mouse and the CD drive. Great. I'll call you if anything like that comes up. You don't have to call me. It's cool, I'll call you. Great. But the best, my very favorite, was the woman who, she strolls into my office one day, she hands me her resume, and it's really normal until you get to the top, where it says that she was a prophet. She's like, I delivered powerful messages to the Lord's people. She put this on the resume, right? And I'm like, hey, Nostradamus, how come you didn't know it wasn't going to get you a job? I mean, how do you interview a prophet? So, tell me about a time when you were swallowed by a whale. Thanks very much, I'm Tiffany Bridge.